Ladies and gentlemen, we back. King and I Life podcast with your boys. Soul Toucher the Poet and my brother.
Son Soul Lex.
All right, we've been talking about family gathering or family feud. How do you get together with the family on the holidays and stuff. We was talking about the fun side of it, the family gathering part of it, although that has a little bit of drama. But now we're gonna jump into the family feud
The
side.
deep end. We're going to the deep end. Get your goddamn snorkelers.
Oh man. So yeah. Let's rock with it.
All right. So damaged or severed family ties. How does this affect the holidays? Arguments, beefs, and feuds.
Oh man, bruh. So um I don't know. I can say I'll just give an overview.
All right.
It can be tragic, be dependent on what goes on, because you know you might have a situation to where at the last gathering some mud got slung, somebody said something they wasn't supposed to say, some family secrets got thrown out and stuff like that. So that can drastically affect how the family gathers moving forward. And it's like the sad part about that is sometimes you might be stuck where you have to choose a side.
Ooh. Ooh, yeah.
And it's
Ooh,
but
that part right there. That's the part that stings right there.
yeah, and the messed up what and to go along with that, then I'll let you jump in. It's messed up when it's like everybody's cool, then there's a fracture, and then you have some people choosing sides and another one not choosing sides, and then some people mend, and now this person is the outcast, and it's like the fuck, me and you was just beefing with this joker, now you and this joker beefing with me, or me and this joker beefing with you. It's like, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, like, yo.
Yeah, that circus right there. That circus.
Oh man.
I will say again, we resolve everything amongst ourselves. Meaning, if you know certain individuals have a problem with another individual within the family, they call them off to the side
Mm-hmm.
and chop it up. I can't remember us ever been in a situation where a fight actually broke out. Um, except for, like I said, this last major gathering we had. But even then, cooler heads prevail. Thank
Mm-hmm.
goodness, because my cousin or younger cousin, he's really into weights and lifting weights, and
Mm-hmm.
he probably would have ripped my other cousin's head off
No,
clean,
wow.
especially with him being older or
Mm-hmm.
amongst the older generation.
Right.
But the generation on my mom's side, they are the last remaining elders,
Mm-hmm.
meaning her brothers and sisters. And for some reason, here lately, meaning the last few years, they have gotten to a place where they're feuding with each other. And it's over dumb shit. Like
Always over dumb
someone forgot someone's birthday, or someone didn't send someone, a message about something else going on within the family,
Mm-hmm.
and they knew and didn't say shit. So
Mm-hmm.
I have one uncle and one auntie. The last time we got together, they drove fucking by the festivities and didn't fucking stop.
Wow.
Didn't blow their horn, nothing, didn't say fuck y'all, didn't do anything, just drove by like we weren't even there.
That's crazy.
And that's the part that I have a problem with. Um,
Wow.
and it's kind of like I'm the type I'll fucking confront you about some shit. Like,
Mm,
motherfucker, what's on your chest? What's on your mind? You know, let's get it out in the open.
mm.
But my elder sister has pretty much made it known, just leave it alone
Mm-hmm.
because whatever they feel is on them. It's
Right.
not
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
the rest of the family. So don't even get yourself upset about it. It just why or whatever reason they feel that way, just let them feel that way. Just
Right. I
fuck it.
get it. I get it.
No, but
But yeah, that's crazy though.
yeah, man, I'm like y'all
Yeah.
are the elders right now. So how are y'all beefing with each other and y'all brothers and sisters? Like
Mm,
the fuck out of here with that shit. I don't
mm.
understand.
So, argument? No, no. I mean, why do we do this as a society? And what are some of the factors, in your opinion?
Um, let's see. I think some individuals they just fucking like drama.
Mm,
I'll be honest. Um, I have one cousin, right? Again, not gonna mention their name or even their sex, but for some reason they have completely and totally turned their back on the rest of the family.
oh wow,
And
straight
there's
like that.
no, yeah, like there's no reason behind it. Like if you mad at somebody, at least say why you're mad.
Yeah.
But this individual hasn't said shit. Like
Mm,
you can't say that there's one person you're mad at, but you're mad at the entire fucking family to the point that you feel like you don't want to be involved with us anymore. You don't talk to us anymore. When certain people reach out to you, you don't answer your fucking phone. You don't call them back. Like, who the
wow.
fuck does shit like that? Like,
Ay, ay,
that's,
ay, ay.
that's some real crazy shit to me, like that. And
Mm,
I really want to call that individual and have a conversation with them
mm-hmm.
and see what the fuck is going on. But again, my sister's like, fuck it. Leave it alone. You can't force anybody to say what's wrong or what their issue is. If
Right.
they feel so strongly about it that they basically turn their back on the whole family, then let it be what it is.
Yeah.
But that
Um,
shit's just crazy to me.
it is crazy. Well, I think as a society, we do this because communication is fucked up within the family unit.
Hmm.
Um, People don't communicate like they used to, and I also also believe that because people don't communicate like they used to, there are a lot of family secrets or so to speak that don't get revealed, and then when something major happens, boom, there it is. Everybody's throwing daggers and this, that, and the other, and um, yeah, yeah. I think family secrets are a big factor in it. I think also even like even more today, yeah, it's just communication. I think. I mean, people just don't know how to talk to each other, and the crazy thing about it is, sometimes people who used to be able to talk to each other have changed for whatever reason. And it's like one thing that bothers me is a person who used to be so open and welcoming, as they got older, they got more bitter. And it's like,
Right.
I don't want to be around you. Like you don't tell that person that you don't want to be around them, but it's like you see them change, and it's like You may know, you may not know why they change, but you see them change. It's like you don't want to be around them no more. And then now they're offended that you're not coming around, and you don't want to straight out come and say, "Well, I don't want to be around because you act like this, you act like that." Because then they're gonna get in their damn feelings. Like you don't have a right to get in your feelings. You the one acting shitty. Like I don't get it.
Right. Yeah. It's again, I know that each family has their own family secrets and traumas and you know whatever you want to call it. But for this individual to just basically cut everybody off, like
Oh man.
everybody, like
Yeah.
damn near to the point of even your own fucking mama. The
Mm.
fuck? But I don't know, man. It's like when I come in contact with this person, I want to bring it out, and I don't see this individual a whole lot. Um, only at funerals,
Mm.
basically, if they attend a funeral.
Right.
But I want to ask them like, "What the fuck is your problem?" That's what I want to ask them.
Seriously. Yes. Seriously.
But I just leave it alone. Do
Yeah.
the whole meet and greet and we family and
I'll
make
holler at
small
you.
conversation and that's it. I'll holler at you the next time.
Mm.
Um, but I don't know. People are fucking weird. I guess I
Yeah,
don't
they
get it.
weird. Yeah. Because I have a family member like that, and it's like you ain't talking to nobody. I'm like, how does that even work? Like, how?
Yeah,
What part of your brain? And it's like nobody did anything to you. Like literally nobody did anything, and you don't want to talk to anybody. All right,
yeah.
I'm not gonna chase after you because I ain't do nothing to you. Like
Mm-mm.
I didn't do anything. And if I did, I would hope that you would be man or woman enough to say, hey, you did such and such and I didn't like it. That way, at least I know or have an idea of what your problem is because it ain't my problem because
Right.
I don't know why you're mad.
Nope. Don't have the first fucking clue, son.
Mm.
But are there benefits or disadvantages?
Uh, yeah, there are plenty benefits and disadvantages. I would say one of the biggest benefits to that is if this is a benefit and a disadvantage.
All right.
One of the biggest benefits to that is if there is an unknown family grief, dispute, beef, whatever going on that maybe you weren't know that you didn't know about or this person didn't know about, it gets put out there. That way, it's like say it's a family secret. Like for instance, for me, like for the longest time, I didn't know who my father was.
Mm-hmm.
And to get told the way I was told, it was like, well, damn, it's good that I know now. But the disadvantage is, damn, it's fucked up. I had to find out that way.
Right.
So when it comes to family feuds and stuff, I think the benefits and the disadvantages is that it's like, okay, now I see why this person don't like this person or what this is and what that is, but it just messed up that it had to come out that way instead of people being able to communicate with each other, say, hey, let me sit you down and have a conversation with you, about, whatever it is. And maybe it could be a third family member who knows that there's a little bit of tension there and they can sit, both parties down or have a damn family meeting and just discuss it.
Yeah. Um. I'll say on my father's side of the family, I have an aunt that if I were to see her and her husband, I would probably whoop both they fucking ass. Like
Oh,
no hold
damn.
bars. Like just go in. I mean, just go in. And everybody knows I'm not the type of person who really gets down like that.
Hmm.
But the disrespectful shit they did to my grandmother, man, I can't let it go like that. And
Wow.
the only advantage to the shit is they live so far away I can't get in my car and drive.
Oh, damn.
That's how much of a advantage it is for them.
Mm.
Um, Disadvantage is I doubt if I ever see him again
Mm-hmm.
because if I see him again, it's on site.
Oh wow.
That's just how fucked up they did my grandma and how angry I am over it.
Mm,
Like literally, if I could get in my damn car and drive to their house, it would be game on. But
that's
these motherfuckers
crazy.
live so goddamn far away. That's probably the best thing for them.
Wow.
I
That
can't
is
reach you.
crazy.
But
Mm,
I don't know. I just think that I'm the type of person I try to keep peace. I
right.
really do. I don't like drama. I don't like confrontation.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring it to my doorstep, guess what, motherfucker? It's on.
It's on and popping.
So my family isn't the type of family again where we always at each other's throat
Mm-hmm.
or have a problem with each other. It's every now and then, like I said, some problem may arise where someone got offended. But again, we work it out as a family.
Right.
Or they'll work it out as individuals. We just give it time, and if too much time passes where shit isn't getting resolved, then you know either I or one of my other cousins or try to get it resolved.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I just think that we're at an age now where we don't give a fuck to the extent of people being in their feelings too much anymore. It's
right.
kind of like if you want to be in your feelings over some shit that wasn't meant like that, then do your thing.
All right, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm I,
yeah,
I'm not gonna sit there and bother you because it's like you the childish one for even being in your feelings instead of being
yeah.
a grown up and ah yeah, yeah.
Are the holidays a good time to renew a relationship with estranged family members or friends?
Um, it depends on why you're estranged. Like if it's because if it's because someone moved somewhere, all right, cool, not a problem. But um, I look at it as if it's a situation to where people were beefing over some nonsense or even over something serious, um, I just don't think that well, holidays are, uh, how do I want to say it? It can be and it can't be, but it just depends on the situation. If it's not too serious, then I cool. If it is serious, then you just have to navigate. You got to navigate that situation for um, the best way that you can without causing too much conflict because um, you know if like you got and then at the same time you got to look at who's going to be there
Right,
and you don't like if there's a beef and the beef is why you're estranged, you don't want to come and one person might be the mindset that okay, such and such is gonna be there. I'm gonna try to squash the beef or whatever case may be, and then the other person be like, yeah, such and such gonna be there. If they come in my face, I'm a blast off on them. And it's like if you handle it that way, let's just say you got grandma there or you got the little kids there and they excited to see their little cousins or whatever, somebody excited to see somebody and then you blow up on a holiday and it's like it's a disadvantage for that. But
right.
I think if it's a beef, I think renewing a relationship should happen throughout the course of whatever time after the beef.
That makes sense. I definitely think it's a good time to resolve any issues, with estranged family members. Um, Again, we try not to let shit linger on too long because we
Mm-hmm.
know that there's our family size is not increased. It's if anything, it's
Yeah.
decreased. So um, it's always just give them time.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever it is that they're going through, um, like I had one cousin, for instance, we didn't know that this particular cousin was going through a divorce. Like
Mm-hmm.
they were going through that shit. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
knee
Like
deep
going
in
through it, going through
it.
it.
Yeah, going through it. So we are all upset with this individual. Like you're not reaching out to us. You're not showing up to family events. What the fuck, son? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we were upset at this individual. Like what are you doing? This is not what we do.
Right.
We weren't raised like this. We don't,
Mm-hmm.
turn our back on family. We don't, not accept phone calls from each other or invitation to get together. What are you doing? So after the smoke cleared and that individual got through that situation, that's when they, reveal, hey, I was going through a divorce.
Right.
And that's why, I kind of stepped back from the family a little bit. I had to take that time to get my shit together, uh,
Mm.
to make sure I was all right.
Right.
So after they revealed that to the family, okay, we got it. We
Mm. Right.
what's going on?
Mm.
We're all in the damn the smoke, as they say. We
Right.
couldn't see clearly.
Mm.
So um, once they got through all that, we were able to come back together and say, "Hey, uh, apologize. We didn't know you were
Mm.
going through that. Didn't mean anything by that.
Mm.
We were raised a different way that you don't turn your back on family, no matter
Right. Yeah.
how
Yeah.
how bad things get
Yeah.
or for you or your situation. We are here.
Right.
We got your back no matter what. So it's kind of like that's the only major situation we had
Mm-hmm.
where we couldn't relate to this person.
Right.
So it wasn't one of those situations where we just turn our backs on them. It's like we here.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is you doing?
Right.
You're not communicating with us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly. Yeah.
that made our family feel alienated, as they say. So that brought about some heavy and deep conversations. But
Mm-hmm.
thank God, once they got through their situation, they were able to resolve all of our
Right.
issues.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So with that being said, do you need a start date to end a disagreement? Meaning, at some point, should there be a specific start date to be like, all right, we fell out, we need to start fixing it? Do you think there should be a start date to it?
Um, I think this is a good idea to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Usually with us though, 6 months is about the max. The
Wow.
max we let that shit go. Um,
Oh
because
man.
we're just at again that position in our lives where we feel like y'all are fucking grown.
Mm-hmm.
So if y'all can't come together as grown as adults and resolve your issues, then that's when someone else, usually within the family, will step in and say, "Hey,
Mm.
what the fuck is going on?" And talk to
Mm.
each person as an individual. What's your issue? What's the malfunction?
Right. Okay. Yeah, I get you. I get you.
So then usually one person will mediate, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times that's usually me for some fucking reason. But
Mm.
anyway, 6 months max is the longest we let shit linger. After
Mm.
that 6 month period, then that's when other people usually try to intervene and get it resolved.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Uh, I kind of think that it should be a cooling off period.
Hmm.
But as far as a specific start date, I don't know. Um, because I kind of look at it like this: as family, technically, you shouldn't be saying anything to each other that's way out of left field that should cause that much divide.
Right.
But it happens. And it depends on what is said and how it's said and all of that goes into that to decide that. Because, excuse me, because if you call, let's just say you call somebody a lazy motherfucker, or you know, you call somebody a stupid ass alcoholic, or your punk ass drug addict, or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Way off the wall.
Something like that. It depending on how you said it,
Hmm.
it may sting, but at the same time, if that's factual, eat that. You can't really be mad. Go in the corner, lick your wounds, and be like, you know what? Hey, I'm fucking up. You called me out on it. All right, we good.
Right.
On the other hand, if you and your family member have a disagreement because there's a difference of opinion and one person is getting out of hand, like way out of hand, because let's just say, all right, I'm doing this over here, you doing that over there. What I'm doing may not be too kosher, but the shit that you doing, you have no right to throw stones at a glass house.
Right.
Shit like that might need a start date to end the disagreement, because some people like to act holier than thou, and it's like, yo, you have you have absolutely no right to be coming out your mouth with the way you're coming out your mouth, because if I call you on your shit, I'm gonna make you cry. But we having this beef right here, so you know what, I ain't fucking with this person, and I don't give a fuck what they say. So shit like that, yeah.
Yeah. That's a hard fucking pill to swallow sometimes when somebody pull you out or call you out like that. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, it does happen.
Mm.
Um, so how do you facilitate the reconciliation?
That depends. You know, I've cursed cousins out and shit like that. And but for me, if I curse out a cousin or whatever, it's because they fucking up. I'm
Right.
not saying that I'm perfect, but if I curse you out, you fucking up. And I've never gotten to a situation where I've cursed a family member out that I can recall, to where it was like, yo, I'm about to fuck you up.
Yeah.
It's never been like that. It's probably like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you doing this dumb shit. Um, we may not speak for a month, 2 months, whatever the case may be. Uh, shit, we might like each other's shit on social media probably 2, 3 weeks later.
Hmm.
Um, check on each other, whatever case may be, or have a family gathering. We start drinking, and whatever we had whatever we curse each other about, don't even come the fuck back up. Shit like that. Or we know I might have words with one family member about another family member, and we just talk about a ha he ha ha,
Yeah.
and depending on who felt they was right and felt the other person, we might talk about it, blah blah blah, and one person may end up apologizing. So I mean, for me personally, it's never really been something to where it was like we need a middle person to come in and be like facilitate the shit.
Wow. That's good. Um, Me, I've actually stuck my own foot in my mouth
Oh damn.
with one of my cousins. I didn't appreciate how my cousin was. going about his business.
Mm-hmm.
And I made it known, um, I was wrong on my part.
Right.
I should have went to that cousin and had that conversation with him, but instead of me doing that, um, I was telling everybody but him.
Mm.
So once that got back to that cousin, um, it it wasn't a I'm gonna whoop your ass when I see you. It was
Mm-hmm.
one of those, well, I'm not fucking with you anymore.
Right.
So fortunately though, once I realized what I did, meaning I went about it the wrong way,
Mm-hmm.
I apologized to that cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we resolved the issue. I took responsibility for my fuck up,
Right.
because whether I agree with how that person was living their life or disagree,
Mm-hmm.
that was again a conversation me and that person should have had. It wasn't one
Right.
of
Right.
those where I should have, you know, had a conversation with other members of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So that was one of those lessons I learned, that one, watch what the fuck you say.
Mm-hmm.
Even though your family, that don't mean that they're not gonna run back and tell that person what the fuck you said.
Right.
And two, again, if you have an issue with somebody, take it up with them.
Yeah.
Certain conversations aren't supposed to hit other people's ears,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it doesn't have shit to do with them.
Right. Yeah. That's
So
true.
again, that was one of those hard lessons I had to learn, and I try to nowadays think before I fucking speak.
Mm.
Meaning, let me think my way through the situation first, and then
Right.
see how I can resolve this issue on my own, without letting it escalate past the person I have the issue with.
Mm. Yeah. True that. True that. So, is there a bigger person?
I think there has to be, damn near, sometimes. Like,
Mm-hmm.
again, the situation with me and my mom, I had to be the fucking bigger person, even though I didn't want to. Like, I really did not want to be the bigger person. I was sticking to my guns. So
Oh
I'm telling you
man.
the truth, bro. I was sticking to my guns. I was like, fuck that. I'm a
Mm,
tourist. I am not fucking apologizing when she's the one with the issue.
mm,
But anyway, after my dad came to me and was like, low, or yo, you this is the time
mm,
that you are required to be a man.
mm.
And I remember thinking, man, I was like, fuck, I don't want to do this shit. I really don't want to fucking do this. I want to stick to my goddamn guns. I want
Right.
to ride this shit out. If this means we don't speak for years, then we don't fucking speak for years. Fuck it.
Mm,
But luckily enough, he said the right words to make me
mm.
realize you got to be the fucking bigger person.
Whew.
Cause there's no way this shit's gonna get resolved if you're waiting on your mom to apologize for
Mm.
being
Yo.
mad at you and shit. That shit is just not gonna fucking happen.
Uh,
And man, it was just the one of the biggest fucking pills I ever had to fucking swallow in my life. Like I really did not
mm.
want to swallow that motherfucker, meaning my pride.
I bet. I can imagine. I can fucking imagine.
But after, us sitting down and talking about it, and she expressed how she felt about it, I'm like thinking to myself, nigga, the shit you saying right now still don't make any sense to me. I love you to death, but the shit you are saying right now still don't make any sense to me.
Oh man.
But because you're my mom, I'll take that one on the chin.
Right, right, right. Whew. Man. Man.
But yeah,
That-
I just don't see. certain situation being resolved unless there's one person that has to be the bigger person.
You know, listening to you say that, that has me in a space, because yeah, it has to be a bigger person. Um, and I struggle with that a lot, because me, I'm a Pisces. I'm
Mm-hmm.
stubborn as shit. I'm petty as fuck. Um, I wear my emotions on my motherfucking sleeve. I give you my ass to kiss real quick, but I got a fucking heart. But,
Right.
but, and I mean but, when I feel like you have fucked me over or disrespected me, or I feel you owe me a fucking apology and you act like ain't shit happened,
Mm-hmm.
I I give a cold ass shoulder. Like my shoulder's so cold, you lay on that motherfucker, you won't get a frostbite. Um, and that's just the way I feel about it. You know,
Right.
it be times when I be like, yo, I that's my mother, that's my son, you know, that's this, that's that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I ain't do shit wrong. I ain't perfect, but the reason why you're mad or the reason why I'm mad at you is not my goddamn fault. And if I've done something and I apologize to you and you still give me your ass to kiss,
Oh. Oh.
uh-uh.
Ooh.
Uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
Yo, yeah. Like, uh, yeah. Had a situation like that last year.
Uh,
Motherfucker, you know, again, if you my family and you leave me and you go somewhere, you have to fly travel somewhere, and you can't at least let me fucking know that you got there, I'm gonna have an attitude.
right.
And then when I talk to you and you saying, well, if you care, you would have checked on me, like, no, motherfucker. Like, that's not how it fucking works. And then you try to justify that shit. I got a case of the ass because, yo, like, yo, are you serious right now? I'm not kissing your ass. I'm not doing it. And then other shit is like, if you've like not lied to me, like if you like insulted my intelligence, betrayed my trust,
Oh
uh
man.
looked me
That,
in my face and deceive, like purposely deceived me, I can't be the bigger person because it's not my fucking job. To me it's not my job. I'm not going to crack the fucking Bible open and find a fucking appropriate verse that makes me feel like, oh well, they're going through something and I should just be the fuck that. Because if I'm expected to do that shit, they're expected to do that shit. And if they can't own up to that, fuck you. Fuck you. That's just where I'm at with it. As you can see, that strikes a chord with me.
I understand, bro. I understand. Believe me, I understand. Cause when you say you got a cold shoulder, hey, in my mind, I send they ass to Iceland. That means your ass is
Mm.
on ice, and I am not fin to fuck with you anymore. You ain't finna get a drop of warm spit from me, homie. It's over.
The thing about it is, like, people would question me about these certain situations. It's like, well, why this? Why that? And it's like, nah, because of this, that, and other. Like, but this is your, but you know, you can't be mad. You can't. And then when they see the shit, they be like, I ain't fucking with that person. I'm like, see what I mean? Now you ain't fucking with that person. I'm not gonna sit there and say, well, remember what you told me? How about you go try to make it up? I'm not gonna do that. I might joke that shit, but I'm not gonna be serious about that shit because it's like, Now you see what the fuck I was talking about. You
Right.
feel it now. Now you feel that in your core. Yeah, gotcha.
Tadaya.
Gotcha.
So, is there a risk involved?
There's always risk involved. And I will honestly say, and I'm pretty sure that you can relate.
Hmm.
The risk involved is you have an issue with someone, or someone has an issue with you, and something happens to that person, or something happens to you, and the opportunity to resolve is gone. To
Yeah.
me, that's the biggest risk involved. And it it messes with me because I'll be like, deep down, I love this person, I care about that person, but in my heart, I'm like, I'm standing my ground because I'm not going to allow this person to own that part of me like that. Like, nah, I gave that to you too many times, and I'm not going to. I'm not going to lay down my pride and my morals over something that I didn't cause. So to me, that's the biggest risk involved. But me being me, I'm like, I understand that totally, but I just can't compromise my integrity that way, because if I do it for you, I'll do it for anybody. And then where does that leave me? And outside of missing the opportunity to resolve, you don't want to compromise your integrity to the point where you're no longer you. And that's another risk.
True. Um, I definitely agree that there are risks involved. Um, I had a situation where two of my cousins, who turn or are siblings, they had a big falling out, like a major fucking falling out. And me being who I am, I really wanted to resolve that issue, um, because they hadn't gone on for damn near a year at that point. And I'm like, man, are y'all motherfuckers for real? Like, really? So anyway, me trying to resolve that situation, when it turned from a year into 2 years, and then 2 years into 3 years, I was petrified for them,
Hmm.
because I was like, man, y'all motherfuckers don't even realize, if either one of y'all, something was to happen to one of y'all, the other one's gonna be right fucking there.
Right.
Like, I do know that much about y'all, that
Right.
you're gonna be right there.
Hmm.
But that time that they were not speaking, the shit was fucking miserable for me.
Hmm.
Simply because I know that, um, life isn't fucking guaranteed for anyone.
Right. It's not.
No promises. So to watch them go through that, I mean, just stonewall each other. Like, no, I'm not apologizing. No,
Mm.
fuck you, I'm not apologizing. And just, their kids would talk to each other, but they were not speaking to each other at all.
Wow.
Just wasn't going down.
That's
So
crazy.
I want to say that shit went on for about a good 4 to 5 years, bro.
Damn.
Four
Mm.
or 5 years of them not speaking and being siblings.
Mm.
And I think the only thing that really broke the ice for them is when my mom passed.
Wow.
So, of course, they wanted to come and pay their last respect to my mom.
Hmm.
And they spoke to each other, but it wasn't like how it was for them.
Right. Right.
So, um, eventually, as time went on, that's when they started coming back around to each other.
Mm.
It actually took one of their kids getting into a um, serious car accident
Mm,
for the other one to come around and like fuck all that bullshit.
right, right, right.
This is my nephew. This is you know your son. We'll work out the rest later.
Yeah.
So again, watching them go through that, that was the only scary part.
Hmm.
Like again, shit could happen any fucking minute.
Any
Evidently,
minute.
with this car accident,
Yeah.
that's what more fucking proof do you need? That we're not
Yeah.
promised. The
Pretty
next
much.
day. Um, thank God, that they or the universe created that they were able to after that point, have their peace, meaning
Hmm.
hold the conversation, say how they felt. Um, it is what it is. Nothing either one of us can do about it now. So let's just move forth. And
Right.
they're good now. They are really
Yeah.
good.
That's
So
that's good. That's a good part.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
But anyway, we want to thank everybody for tuning in to this last episode of this this
Yes.
this this piece that we have put out. Um, again, it's fun to have these kind of conversations, but it's deep at the same time.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with you. I mean, it really opens your mind and your eyes and your heart to, you know, the state of your family, the state of your existence in the family. And at the same time, it's opens your eyes to your flaws, other people's flaws, where you can do better, where you should do better, where you need to do better.
Right.
Um, but also it can also show that, you know what, I'm all right where I'm at and I'm standing my ground, at any cost. But as long as you have the mental capacity and all that to deal with what comes with it, with you standing your ground,
Yep.
you got to be able to live with that.
I'll say when it comes to standing your ground, you have to take a stand somewhere, um, because again, you don't want to let people run over you, no matter who the fuck they are, if you
Right.
related or unrelated or whatever the case may be. Um, I think the bigger thing that we all have to realize is that we're all human.
Mm-hmm.
We all have our own flaws and sharp edges and smooth edges and things along that line. But one thing I have learned over the years about my family, and I love them all to death, except for that particular couple that I don't whoop their ass when I see them. Um, is that you have to love people for who they are, meaning when you see them, recognize who they are.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they be one of those persons who like to um, blow the truth out of the water or embellish the truth, as they say, or whether there's somebody you better keep your wallet in your front pocket, or
Right.
you know what I'm saying. You just have to
Yeah.
recognize people for who they are, whether they are a liar or a thief or
Mm-hmm.
uh, someone who like to drink or whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
You just
Whatever it
gotta
is.
recognize who they are, accept them for who they are, and keep it moving. Meaning, love them whether it be
Mm.
up close or from a fucking distance, but recognize who they are and keep it moving.
Yeah. That's it, man. That is it right there. Love them for who they are. Just know your limits.
That's it.
in all the situations, know your limits. But Hey, thanks for tuning in to the King and I Life podcast. As Son Solex said, this was a fun one, but it had its parts. But
Yes, sir.
thank y'all for tuning in. Definitely go to www.kingandilife.com. The website is up. It has everything that you need on there. Um, Still got to get Sun Solex and Phoenix bios up there, but they coming. They coming.
For sure, for sure.
But with that being said, we out.
Deuces to the truthers.